Hey, we're going to do a little video about hygiene, um, and basically how to poo in the woods, how to keep clean, how to avoid infections. Yeah, we're going there. It's a touchy subject, so we're going to touch it all over. It's going to go over like AIDS in Grandma's kitchen. But anyway, here's what you need to know. When you hike, when you bushcraft, when you camp, you're nasty. We're going to try to find ways to avoid that. Some things you can do for simple things like shampoo, deodorant, is baking soda. Just rub it into your hair real well. What'll happen is it'll dry and suck up the oils in your hair. It's on your scalp, and then flake off. Or you can wash it off if you're around a stream. Wood ashes can do the same thing, but be careful because wood ashes contain lye, and lye obviously can burn your skin. Small doses, what you can do is put like just a tiny little bit on around your armpits, and then kind of, you know, go from there if you don't have a reaction to it. But baking soda, you can do that, no issue. It'll even take care of foot fungus. That's one thing that people don't talk about is your feet. Baking soda, wood ashes, try to keep them dry. But one thing I recommend is when you pull off your shoes and socks and you just let your feet dry out. Give them a little wash because they'll be stinking and nasty. But give them a little wash and then put some product on it. Now you can go Vaseline. Most time I recommend Vicks Vapor Rub, but this is the one instance I don't recommend Vicks Vapor Rub. It's Hygiene. But one thing I do recommend, and we're going to talk about it a lot, is Bag Balm. This stuff is amazing. Get you some. It's amazing, and it lasts forever. Okay, now, a lot of people when they're big, let's just say fat, because I'm fat, I can say that, and it's not fat shaming. They chafe. That's just the way it is. Try to go underwear less. That does help. But if you can't, or you're still chafing, take you some Bag Balm. You can use Vaseline, but this has other stuff in it meant to soothe the skin, to repair the skin. And just take you a little bit of it and rub right there where your legs meet your private parts. Right there you're going to chafe the most. Make sure that's a little, put that on there. You can even put some up your butt crack. People chafe there too. Anywhere you're going to chafe, if you're fat, maybe under your man boobs, your moobies, basically anywhere. Just make it comfortable. Don't be ashamed, because fat people need nature too. That's just the way it is. You might have to pay a little bit more, but you still need it. When it comes to pooping in the woods, make sure you know what you're using for toilet paper. Pine cones, if you look at the direction of how they come out, if they haven't opened yet, they're not omnidirectional, believe me. But rocks, leaves is a common thing. Sandstone, just make sure it's soft. I mean, have some common sense. I mean, you're not going to rub some sandpaper up your butthole and then enjoy it unless you're into that. But have some common sense. There's stuff out there. Use the underside of the leaf. There's a trick that no one tells you. The upper side of the leaf has some sort of like glaze on it, or protective whatever. It makes it slick. Underside don't. Plus you have the veins. Of course you want to wipe front to back. Use as much as you want. And if you now, here's something else. Here's your tip. If you got the diarrhea, or you got where it just smears all over the place, take you a little bit of sand, a little bit of dirt, top up there, then do it again. You see what I'm saying? If you're a woman and you had to pee, there's good bacteria there and there's bad bacteria. You want to dab. You don't want to wipe. You want to dab. Leaves, rocks, whatever. Just dab. Make sure it's, if you use a rock or whatever, make sure you're not dabbing it too hard. You're not scraping. You don't want any little cuts down there. Man, you too. Check your fingernails. Basically, with your fingernails is you're always around. Like, even if you wash them, you're still putting them in a potentially nasty stream, no matter how clear it looks. So at night at camp, you don't want to touch your face. I see people all the time, and they're like, especially on that alone show, and their hands is all nasty, and then they're putting stuff in their mouth with their fingers, and ooh, okay, that's some dirty. You don't touch your face until after you've washed your hands, took your knife, took whatever, and went underneath your fingernails. Just common sense. If I want to, go to the bathroom and I can't wash my hands, I'm not going to sit down and eat a big chocolate bar and stuff it in my mouth without cleaning my hands. You know what I'm saying? But one thing you can do is use a shamog, and you can pick them up for like $5 at a military surplus store, Amazon, whatever, bandana. Kind of just wet it down and do what I call a whore's bath. You know what I'm saying? Around your neck, armpits, crotch area. Let it, if you can, let it stay dry. Just let it air dry. One thing you can do is take baking soda. Hey, baking soda is $1. Tap it on your areas where you're going to sweat the most if you're fat. You know what I'm talking about. You can even use wood ash. Wood ash, if you use it as a shampoo, depends on the quantity of it and how much and what you've been burning. But it does absorb odors. But the thing you need to worry about the most is brushing your teeth every day, even if you do a smoke bath. That's where you kind of stand above the smoky fire and hold your shirt open and let it kind of just permeate, because that'll kill germs too. When you wipe, like I said, there's some tips in there. Bury it, obviously, if you can. There's pros and cons to that. Basically, keep your hands clean, your feet. Bag bomb. Seek this out. Use it. Even when you pull like what I do when I come home from hiking. I take, I rub this into my feet. I don't make it greasy. Just use just enough. But if I'm going to be hiking, I apply it where I chafe. And it's cheap. This big ass container is like $8.98. And you can get it small. You pick it up at Walmart, Feeding Seeds, whatever. But that's kind of the basics. Like I said, use the under part of the leaf. Dab if you're a female, front to back. If you have some diarrhea or you got some issues going on, just take a little bit of dirt, a little bit of sand, toss up there and let it kind of soak up, and then wipe again. Keep clean, let your stuff air out. Let your feet air out, your legs, your private area. You're in the woods. Enjoy it. Like I said, there's no point in fat people not being in the woods. Chafing happens. I told you how to deal with it. Fat people need nature too. Bye. Love ya.